Hey everybody, good morning. We're taking a look today at Job 41. We only have a couple days left in Job, and then we get to move on to Joshua. But today, yesterday we saw the past 2 days that God has been answering Job, that God has been showing his power. And today we get to see Job's response to God's power, which is really very short, but it's pretty dramatic. Job answers him, he says, "Behold, I am vile. What shall I answer you? I lay my hand over my mouth." And I picture Job just going, "I got nothing. I got nothing. You're right. You're God. I got nothing." And you know what? I think we ought to do that a lot more. I think we ought to go to God and say, "God, I got nothing. You're the one with the power. You're the one with the wisdom. Lord, my life is yours. What do you want accomplished?" You know, we as humans, we look at a lot of what we don't have. We look a lot of how bad things are, and you know, of course, that's the devil whispering in your ear, saying, "Oh, look what you don't have. Oh, look at how good things can be." And we don't take enough time out to look at how good things really are for us. You know, especially living in America. You know, most of us, we have food to eat. We got family that loves us. We go to church in nice air-conditioned buildings with beautiful steeples, whatever they are. We go to sometimes some great buildings with comfortable chairs. You know, we don't, a lot of times we don't realize how good we really have it. And we look at this, Job's response here to God. It's a little bit, it's a humbling experience. He's just like, "All right, you're right. I got nothing." As you move on down the chapter, you see that God is responding with a challenge to Job. And, you know, when God says in verse 7, he says, "Prepare yourself like a man," it's about to get real. And so he does, and he goes on to say, "Have you done this? Have you done this like I did? Have you done this?" And I want to point out on a side note something I took out of this from verses 8 and 9. Verses 8, it says, "Would you indeed annul my judgment?" Who is the judge? And then he says in verse 9, "Or can you thunder with a voice like his?" So now he's referring to somebody. You know, we can. This helps us understand exactly who Job is speaking with, exactly who's speaking to Job. And, you know, Jesus. Jesus is the one that he's speaking with. He says, "Would you indeed annul my judgment?" Jesus is the judge. And when we as believers come before the judgment seat of Christ, he will judge us based on the words the Father spoke over our lives before he brought us into the world. He goes on, you know, he says, "Or can you thunder with a voice like his?" That is Jesus referring to God the Father. Can you thunder with a voice like his? He is the one. Jesus is saying, it's my Father is the one who spoke you into existence. He spoke everything into existence. You don't have the power, his does. Guys and girls, this is a good study, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I hope you are too. And I'm a little sad it's going to end in 2 days, but we've learned some amazing things, and move on to Joshua. Because you know what? The wealth of knowledge in our Bible doesn't end. Have a super, super day. I love you all.